In the Season 2 mid-credits scene, alongside the iconic girl robot Young-hee, a new male animatronic doll named Chul-su makes a chilling first appearance. Viewers might see him as a fresh addition, but Chul-su isn't a random creation. Both Young-hee and Chul-su are actually decades-old figures from Korean childhood culture, featured in early school textbooks, just like Western Dick and Jane. That means these names symbolized innocent, well-behaved children from day one. In Korean primary school readers, circa late 1940s through the 1980s, Young-hee and Cheol-su, alternate romanization, help teach basic language and moral themes. That's why they feel so disturbingly familiar on screen. They're not merely killer dolls. They're silhouettes of lost childhood, turned nightmarish through their terrifying new roles in Season 3. Why this matters? Their haunting presence isn't decoration. It's a metaphoric device. The dolls represent the stolen innocence of the players, forcing them to relive childhood games with horrific final stakes. This cultural legacy, rooted deep in Korean educational history, adds an unsettling layer of massive emotional contrast that many viewers miss on first watch. While many fans focus on the chilling movements and glassy stares of Young-hee and Chul-su, what often slips under the radar is their fashion. The design of Young-hee's orange dress with puffed sleeves and Chul-su's retro schoolboy outfit aren't just eerie stylizations. They're lifted almost directly from 1970s Korean educational cartoons and picture books. Young-hee's hairstyle, a rigid bob with bangs, and her stiff-collared frock echo characters designed to promote discipline, patriotism, and order in post-war Korea. Chul-su's side-parted hair, button shirt, and shorts mirror the image of the model student often depicted in state-issued learning media of the time. Why this matters. These subtle design choices connect the dolls not just to Korean childhood, but to a specific era of ideological conformity and structured behavior. In the world of Squid Game, their unnerving resemblance to those perfect children of state-run education turns them into tools of psychological warfare, reminders of rules, obedience, and the price of failure. What once taught right from wrong now enforces lethal judgment, deepening the show's critique of systemic control and lost innocence. The VIPs are modeled on real-world tech billionaire behavior. Think Elon Musk. Series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk confirmed that this season's masked VIPs, originally just silent spectators, have been crafted to mirror today's elite tech moguls, like Elon Musk. In Season 3, they take a much more active role in orchestrating and engaging in violence, reflecting how powerful individuals today don't just exert influence behind the scenes, they flaunt it publicly. Why this matters? The season's escalation, VIPs participating directly in the brutality, symbolizes the shifting paradigm of modern power, from covert control to overt domination. It underscores a key theme. The powerful aren't anonymous puppet masters anymore. They're willing to reveal their faces and revel in the spectacle. While marbles are often seen as a simple, nostalgic children's game worldwide, the way Squid Game uses marbles in Season 3 layers the game with deep emotional weight. Unlike earlier seasons, where marbles were used mainly for strategy and competition, Season 3 emphasizes personal relationships and trust. Why this matters. The marbles game forces players into pairs where they must betray or manipulate someone they've bonded with, highlighting themes of broken trust and the cost of survival. It reflects a broader commentary on how capitalism and desperation fracture even the closest human connections, turning innocent play into a deadly gamble. This ties back to the season's motif of lost childhood. The game looks playful, but carries devastating consequences, showing how innocence is weaponized. The recurring triangle symbol on the VIP masks hints at a deeper hierarchy. In Season 3, the VIPs wear masks marked with shapes like circles, triangles, and squares, similar to the workers' masks in previous seasons. But the VIPs' use of triangles specifically signals their elite status within the group. Why this matters. The triangle symbol, often associated with power and stability, represents the pyramid-like social hierarchy that Squid Game critiques, where the few at the top control the many below. This visual cue subtly reinforces the theme of systemic inequality and oppression, showing that even among the powerful, there are layers and divisions. It also nods to the classic triangle of control concept from psychology and organizational theory, where a small apex group directs the actions of the base, tying back to how the VIPs manipulate the games. Gumja's betrayal of her son, a painful subversion of maternal love. In a gut-wrenching turn, Gumja, a fiercely caring mother who joined the game to save her son Young-sik, ultimately attacks and disables him during the climactic Knives and Keys game. She does this not out of cruelty, but to protect the newborn baby by preventing Young-sik from killing her in the desperate scramble to escape. Why this matters. It showcases the extreme moral fractures the games inflict. Even the strongest maternal instincts can collapse under brutal pressure. Critics argue it inverts the idea of self-sacrifice, presenting it not as noble surrender, but as violent rejection, highlighting how the games distort love into weaponry. As Gumja takes her own life shortly after, the sequence underscores the show's exploration of how far desperation can fracture familial bonds, a hallmark of the series' darkest emotional twists. The control room is a direct metaphor for surveillance capitalism and social media manipulation. In Season 3, the new control room, where the VIPs watch and influence the games, is decked out with high-tech monitors, data feeds, and even social media-style live updates. This isn't just for show. The set design and story use this to symbolize how modern tech giants surveil, manipulate, and commodify human behavior for profit and entertainment. Why this matters. The control room represents how people's lives and choices are constantly monitored and gamified in the real world, especially through social media platforms that profit off users' data and emotions. It shows that the game isn't just a deadly contest. It's a spectacle driven by voyeurism and the capitalist urge to control and monetize every aspect of life. This adds a chilling layer to the series' critique of capitalism, showing how power today is wielded through invisible but all-seeing digital systems, not just physical violence. The new character designs reflect modern K-pop and street fashion influences. In Season 3, several characters' outfits and hairstyles subtly incorporate elements inspired by contemporary K-pop idols and South Korean streetwear trends. This includes bold colors, layered accessories, and edgy hairstyles that contrast with the older, more conservative styles seen in previous seasons. Why this matters. These fashion choices highlight the generational shift within Korean society. The clash between traditional values, embodied by the dolls and older characters, and the youthful, rebellious energy of today's youth culture. It also helps viewers relate to the characters on a more immediate level, grounding the high-stakes drama in recognizable, real-world trends. The contrast further amplifies the show's theme of societal pressure versus individual identity, showing how characters struggle to maintain their uniqueness amid systemic control.